Philly, New York was the game of the weekend basketball-wise, and that's not being disrespectful to the other games, which we will get to. But that's not even a New York building right there. That's in Philadelphia. That's in the building that the Sixers play in, and that's New Yorkers taking over. Now, here's the crazy story real quick, if I may, in Philadelphia, because Joel Embiid spoke about having Knicks fans taking over their building, which I'll play for you in just 1 second. But the story is this. The Sixers ownership, apparently, according to some inside reporters from Philadelphia, withheld about 5,000 tickets from these playoff games, and they put those tickets on the secondary market themselves. Total greed. And when you do that, and you have an affluent fan base with the New York Knicks, and it's only a couple hours down the turnpike, you know full well who's going to buy those tickets. So if Joel Embiid has a problem with the building being taken over by Knicks fans, you've got one person to blame. That's the owner of the Sixers. And here's the dirtiest player in the NBA complaining how New York took over his building. It pisses him off. It's disappointing. I get it. I happen to agree with them that you want to have your crowd louder than the opposing crowd, obviously being much louder. But I tell you what's more disappointing than having the New York Knicks fans take over your building, and that's going to be the fact that you had 1 point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
one.
Like
you are the reigning MVP.
Yeah.
These are your fourth quarter numbers. And I don't want to hear about how, Nick Nurse didn't sit him at all in the second half. Well, you're the best player on the team. This is a game you got to win. He has been a disaster in every fourth quarter, but more notably yesterday, as the Sixers blew a 12-point lead. This is what Joel Embiid has done in the fourth quarter in this series. And these are close games, obviously, throughout this series. Didn't make a field goal in game one, only made one in game two. The game three win, he had 50 points, but even in the fourth quarter, did not dominate. He was at the free throw line a lot, but he was not making shots from the floor. And yesterday, scoreless when it came to making shots from the floor. Again, got all his points at the free throw line. So Tim Hardaway, we're talking about the reigning MVP, but we're also talking about a guy that you cannot trust in the fourth quarter to close out games.
And we also talking about a guy that's been hurt.
Yes.
Okay. Half the season. We talking about a guy that just came back, and a lot of people shouldn't think that he had to come back to play in this series or to play at the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
So, he's working on two things. He's working on not having enough stamina to play in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
And he's worried about his leg, too. So, if you're worried about all that, you shouldn't be on the court playing.
He had 50 points in game three.
But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to give all that to him. I'm going to give it to the Knicks.
They had a good
I'm going to give it to OG and Anunoby.
Yep.
I'm going to give it to Precious.
Yep.
Because they come in, they do their job. OG in the fourth quarter leaned on him he leaned on him from half court all the way down to the baseline, so he wasn't getting in position to make shots.
Sure.
And he got him tired. He fronted him. He battled him. He made sure that he didn't get to his sweet spot. And by the time he got the ball, he was exhausted.
Now, let me stop you there if I may.
He passed it.
Something happened yesterday that Philadelphia is very familiar with, but I've never seen Embiid do it. Shades of your favorite player, Jacoby, a guy named Simmons. You remember Ben Simmons? Remember when he used to play in the NBA?
Yeah.
Well, remember the knock on Ben Simmons, quite famously in a playoff game for the Sixers. He passed up an open look, right? And it was like, just dunk the ball, dude. Right. And he was timid and all of a sudden didn't want to shoot the ball. Well, yesterday, the New York Knicks were so inside Joel Embiid's thick skull that he pulled a Ben Simmons, Jacoby.
Yeah,
a wide open mid-range jumper, which he's very good at.
Who's he up faking?
He's got that shot. He pump fakes nobody, and then he takes it into the lane and gets skulled.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
What's up, Ben Simmons Jr.?
I'm gonna tell you this. It wasn't the pump fake or he didn't take the jump shot. We all saying, as a basketball player, you had to dunk.
Go in and
flush. You had to dunk. It was a wide open dunk.
Yeah.
And you chose to not dunk and try to draw a foul.
Yeah.
He tried to draw a foul instead of just going in there and dunking.
Let's see one more time. Let's watch it. Pump fake nobody.
But he should dunk right there. He should dunk right there.
Yeah.
But a two is supposed to, you get the two instead of trying to go, one step right there, bam,
Bang.
dunk.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't dunk. I don't. That's only he can answer.
I know why.
I know exactly why
he had no
didn't
legs.
Yeah.
I said it before the season. Before the
series.
series started, I said that Joel Embiid gets tired at the end of playoff games. Yeah. It's not this year. It's the year before, the year before, the year before. He always ends up getting fatigued.
Yeah.
And I think that Tibbs did something really smart. Tibbs knew he could have put OG on Embiid in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. He saves OG for the fourth quarter and then deploys him on Joel Embiid. The reason those fourth quarter numbers are the way they are because Tibbs saves OG matchup for the fourth quarter. Look at the front of him right there.
Fight him like that.
Look at that. And it's just so.
Big fellas do not.
That makes you tired.
Yeah,
it's work.
Big fellas do not want you to body them all over the place, make them work for the ball. They want you to let them go over there and just walk there and just throw me the ball.
Like how the Joker does.
Yes. They do not want you to fight. But he fought him all the way down. He didn't let him catch the ball where he wanted to catch the ball, fronted him, hold his hands, hold his arms, made him work for it.
Look at that. That's
and
hard
he
work.
really didn't work for it. And then when he gets it right here, he's exhausted. He can't even shoot the basketball.
And credit the refs for leaving their whistle in the locker room because they didn't do nothing. I mean, they just let these guys bang it out.
That's
for
what
all
you're
four
supposed to
quarters.
do.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's playoffs.
That game, look, to be fair, Philly had a legitimate argument that the refs played a major role in the Knicks winning game 2. Can't argue that. Knicks fans have a legitimate complaint that the refs allowed Philadelphia to win game 3.
Yeah.
So those two games washed each other out. And all we wanted as fans was a game and a series that the players decide the outcome. And I think both sides would have to agree. Yesterday, the referees had nothing to do with the outcome of the game other than deciding to swallow their whistle when Embiid was stomping on guys' groins and legs and knees and punching players in the face. Outside of that, the refs played no role whatsoever. Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.